Okay, let's talk about IP addresses versus MAC addresses. If you're staring at your revision guide thinking, why on earth do we need two different kinds of addresses for our devices? Well, you are definitely not alone. So in this explainer, we're going to clear it all up once and for all. Does this feel familiar? I bet it does. We've all been there, staring at a page of numbers until our brain just wants to shut down. But don't worry, the good news is this stuff is actually way easier to get your head around than you think. All right, here's the key. Just think of it like a digital house party. To make any sense of what's going on, you need to know two basic things: who people are and where they are. If you can just remember that one simple idea, you've basically cracked the whole thing. So first up, let's tackle the who. This is your MAC address. Think of it as your device's permanent, totally unchangeable fingerprint. So a MAC address, that stands for Media Access Control, by the way, is a physical address that's literally burned right into the hardware. And the most important thing to remember here is that it is permanent. It never, ever changes. So where does this thing live? Well, it's etched onto this little piece of kit called a network interface card, or NIC. Every single device that can connect to a network, your phone, your laptop, your PlayStation, it's got one of these inside, and that's where the MAC address is. Yes, exactly. That is the perfect way to think about it. It's like a social security number or a national insurance number, but for your device. It's a totally unique identifier that belongs to that one piece of hardware and nothing else. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty for the exam. Its main job is to help route chunks of data called frames on a local network. Like your Wi-Fi at home. It's a 48-bit address, and it's written in hexadecimal. And yeah, the examples look a little bit like a cat just walked across the keyboard. Right, so that's the who sorted. Now let's move on to the other half of the puzzle, the where. This is your IP address. And this is the absolute core difference. A MAC address is who you are, a permanent physical ID. An IP address is where you are, a temporary logical location. It basically tells the rest of the internet where to send data to you right now. Ding, 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 that is exactly right. Your laptop's MAC address, its fingerprint, that stays the same no matter where you go. But when you connect to the Wi-Fi at a cafe, you get a new temporary IP address for that location. Then when you get home, you get a different one. It changes. This shows it perfectly. See, on the inside, on your local network, your LAN, devices use MAC addresses to talk to each other. But when you need to send something out across the big, wide internet, the WAN, your data gets bundled into packets, and those packets use an IP address to find their way. Now, you've probably seen two different types of IP addresses in your textbook, IPv4 and IPv6. And there's a really, really simple reason we needed an upgrade. The original version, called IPv4, used a system that allowed for about 4.3 billion unique addresses. And back in the day, that seemed like a ridiculously huge number. Nobody thought we'd ever use them all. But yeah, we ran out. With the Internet of Things exploding, suddenly everything needed an address. Your watch, your doorbell, even your smart fridge. 4.3 billion just wasn't going to cut it. And so in comes the superhero, IPv6. It uses a much bigger system, which gives us, wait for it, 340 undecillion possible addresses. That's a 340 with 36 zeros after it. Yeah, I think it's safe to say we are not going to run out of those anytime soon. So, for the exam, how do you tell them apart? It's super easy. IPv4 looks simple. 4 numbers separated by dots. IPv6 is the big long one. 8 groups of hexadecimal letters and numbers separated by colons. You can spot it a mile away. All right, let's pull all of this together. For those crucial multi-mark questions in the exam, this is the cheat sheet you need to remember. Okay, let's quickly run through this because this is where the marks are. So, permanence, MAC is fixed, hard-coded. IP is temporary, set by software. Format, MAC is always hexadecimal. IP can be regular numbers for IPv4 or hex for IPv6. And the big one, network. MAC is for your local LAN, routing frames. IP is for the wider WAN, routing packets. Seriously, pause and take a screenshot of this. It's gold. And that's it. Just take a breath. You've got this. You now understand the difference between the who and the where of the digital world. And there you have it. I really hope this made network addressing a little less scary. Just keep those key differences in your head, and you're going to be absolutely fine. Now, if you'll excuse me, my stomach is sending a request for a packet of pepperoni, and the latency is definitely getting high. Thanks for watching.